Rava.
Oh,
It's
that's
so
great.
sexy.
When I did the JFK tour,
Rava.
the assassination tour, the guy was like that. It's called the bromine accent.
Right.
And he goes, that's pretty much gone.
Later,
All right.
fellas.
Bye, I love you.
This is a
Love you,
great
Dan.
starting
Love
point,
you,
too.
Brent.
Are we recording?
Yeah.
We are?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. So that's a good. Do you go headphones or no headphones?
I don't, but
Okay, I match the guest. I'm indifferent.
I
When you
hate
put
it.
the headphones
It
in,
fucks me up.
We then we become a mile apart.
yeah, that's
I feel like you're so far away from me when these are. And I can hear you better, but it's kind
I
of
don't like it.
It's a weird thing. But yeah, dude, the JFK accent, his nephew kind of has it. You can kind of hear it with RFK Jr. I mean, it's a little muddled.
Yeah.
You really gotta break
you
through
gotta
the fuzz.
really listen.
Yeah, the white noise is in there. But have you been following him lately? You've been seeing his
I
escapades?
saw Super Bowl ads. He's one of those guys where I feel like I like him mostly because of his last name and like 2 podcasts that I listen to.
Okay. But is it recording?
Yeah.
All right, we're just gonna go then. We're already going.
But we're already rocking.
This is
dude. Who
what it
cares?
is.
We don't
dude.
need him.
We don't.
We should just
don't.
lock him out just to prove,
Prove a
we
point.
don't need him.
We can talk for 60 minutes without you in the room.
I'll
dude.
click the red button that
Yeah.
says record.
Nothing.
and do this.
So without Brandon here, though, I feel like
Where's my
something.
camera? Do I even have a camera?
Yeah, you have a camera. This one right here.
Oh, it's wide.
It's wide.
It's
It's
a wide
wide
shot.
for
Yeah.
in case we have another guest.
Now, are you sold? Are you going? Are you voting for RFK?
I'm voting for RFK.
I
Jr.
think I may as well, but I'm
Here's the
not
thing.
that
I don't know if I'm ready to commit to the We the People party.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to stay indie for this one.
Right.
You know, I think you and I should create a communal party.
Here in Austin.
Something like that. So just rally behind something. I mean, we can use like a rap music video to really put it out. Something hip, something different.
with asses.
Auto-tune asses.
Let me ask you, what's the We the People party?
We the People party is the party he created. It is now the party. You can register as We the People. Who knows? I mean, he's being censored up the wazoo. They're trying to stop my man's, dude.
I know.
And because they're not giving him Secret Service protection.
Yeah. I
tough
heard him,
one,
I
dude.
heard him say that. I've also heard the rebuttal to that is that a lot of people who are simply running for president but don't currently hold high office don't get Secret Service until you've been elected office.
But there's also like
that true?
so many examples of people that are running that are granted. Like Joe Biden was granted Secret Service protection. You can make the argument
the
that
president.
he was the vice president. No, when he ran.
But he had already been vice president.
Right. You can make that argument,
Yeah.
I suppose. But
It's a good argument.
I think if your father and uncle were killed by the U.S. government, you deserve a little protection.
Yeah.
Probably some outside protection. I don't know if you'd want those same people protecting you.
Likely so. Yeah. Probably
that's a
hire
good-
your own.
Because there's different angles, dude. I mean, like, who knows the Secret Service's involvement? Just specific to JFK, I think RFK was taken out by the mob. I think that one was a little more cut and dry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
That
actually,
one's likely.
the more and more, and I'm sorry every time I see you, we just talk about JFK.
Nah,
It's really-
we can talk about him for 3 hours.
Oh no, that's not the worst hit that head's taken, so we'll be okay.
God, he's
But yeah, it looks nothing like him, by the way. I don't know if you.
No, it doesn't look a ton like him. They kind of fucked up his eyes, but yeah, you get his essence.
But
You get his essence.
as like time goes on, the JFK thing becomes way more cut and dry.
I agree.
As all the facts
Yeah.
surface, it's like, okay, I mean, a higher secret agency killed our president, or at
Yeah.
least someone with a motive.
Mm-hmm.
And there were several examples of why you'd want to kill the guy. And then I think the sketchy thing for years was there were so many like it could have been the mob, it could have been the Cubans, it could have been the CIA, it could have been Lee Harvey Oswald.
Right.
I'm not convinced Lee Harvey. Do you think he took the shot? Let's get there.
It's interesting because when you look at and that guy I told you to read, I want to say his name's Bill Douglas. Anyway, his book JFK and the Unspeakable talks about like the timeline where he was spotted just moments after the shot was made and he was in the break room. That's a fact.
Right.
That was eyewitnesses in that like cafeteria break room
Yeah.
saw him down there, and I think he was having a glass of water. and
No,
a
that's where they
sandwich.
held him. Like he was told not to leave. Something just happened.
Yes.
He eventually left. He worked there.
And
They
that
knew
was
he
multiple flights of stairs. I think it was like
Yeah.
4 or 5 or
4
6
stories
flights
up.
of stairs. And so they're like, for him to fire that shot and then get down there within like 15 seconds or whatever that, I forget all the
And
time
all
frame.
eyewitnesses.
And he wasn't out of breath. He was
That's
just
when they
calmly-
saw him. He was
yeah.
poised, drinking his Gatorade, chilling, waiting for the coach
Yeah.
to bring him up, and then boom, he's just killed the
Which
president.
I think that was him deviating the plan. I mean, I think he wasn't supposed to be leaving. They probably wanted him to stay up in the nest for a little bit.
Yeah, but I think all they needed was for him to be in that building because
That
it
was the most
19
important thing because they had already dipped him in all the Cuban
Yeah.
and Soviet collusion, and he had already been arrested for the picketing and
Right.
all. You had all the stuff you needed. You
Yeah.
had him supposedly him going to the Soviet consulate in
Yes.
in Mexico.
Right. I mean,
So
he
you had
lived in
everything
Russia,
you needed.
Russian wife,
Yeah.
ex-Marine, communist sympathizer. I mean, I think he was a member of the Communist Party, maybe.
Yeah, well, so he defected and then came back, and one of the really unusual things is like when you defect, like he literally like renounced, I believe he renounced U.S. citizenship.
Something like that.
It's
yeah.
been a while since I read the book, but
Well, then the new book dropped about this Secret Service guy that was in.
Yes.
And he said he saw the bullet that killed Kennedy, and it was not the magic bullet that was turned
Right.
in. And then also, so let's backtrack this. I just fucking love talking about this. So the
this is the
shot.
problem. It gets so convoluted because there's so many data points.
Dude,
here.
they're now saying that the footage is doctored. Are you hearing
Oh,
that?
really?
They're saying that the Zapruder film was fucked with.
Interesting.
And I don't know the data. That's a whole nother rabbit hole I've yet to
Yeah.
enter. But let's start from the beginning here. Where do you think the shot that killed Kennedy was taken?
Grassy knoll.
Okay.
I mean, it's
100%.
that is if you are disputing that, you're an idiot.
Or you have a strong agenda.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because you're either lying or you're a moron.
And who's the? Unfortunately, we don't have our producer, who we just said we don't need, but I would love for him to pull something up right now. Who was the guy that created that theory? I forget his name. The magic bullet, the single bullet theory.
Oh yeah, was it a military person?
He was not. He was like a consultant, but then there is. I don't know if you remember when you were in the museum, but I didn't know about this till I went to the museum. There's a scene where they brought in acoustic specialists, and they're like, no, there was more than one shot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
like-
everybody reported that they heard multiple shots.
Everyone
And they
that
were
was
saying,
there.
oh, that could have been a car backfiring. And
Now, there was the guy under the freeway who got clipped in the neck from the Harvey shot.
Right.
So a shot was fired from that
Yes.
window. A
Yes,
shot
it was.
100% was one or two.
a missed shot was fired.
I think
That shot
one
didn't
missed
hit.
shot was fired, and I think the boys in the knoll cleaned it up
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah.
Once they noticed it was a miss, they took over. I
Well,
think
have
they
you
were
ever
there.
heard the account of this guy? And he told the story back then.
The plane,
So-
about the plane?
the plane.
Please tell it. Please tell it. But I think I
Yeah.
know where you're going.
So this guy was and I forget why he was on this plane in the first place.
By the way, sorry if you tuned in for laughs today, but we're really deep diving.
There's a
This is
gentleman
better.
who I believe is just like a private or sergeant in the Army Marines, and he was on a military plane, and they were taking him to another base. I
Yeah.
forget exactly where. I forget the details here. Let's say Louisiana.
Right.
I don't know. And then they did a detour, and they laid off on the side of the road.
Like a field, right?
Yeah, the plane landed in a field about 30, 40 minutes outside of Dallas the day that JFK was shot, right after JFK was shot. And a man got in just wearing a suit, like a true spook, got in, and they didn't say anything, and then they took off and took him to the base.
That was
and dropped him off, and then he was told not to speak of it. It was completely classified. They wouldn't answer any questions about who that person was. Very unusual.
What if it was just I'm forgetting this guy's name. Who's the dude that jumped out of the plane and like stole all the money? Yeah, R.A. Booker, some
Cooper, D.B. Cooper.
DB Cooper. What if it was DB
Yeah.
Cooper they picked up in that
Amazing.
field? What if DB Cooper shot the
What if
president?
DB
dude?
Cooper's behind so much of this stuff?
Really, he's just perished into
Yeah.
harsh rocks outside.
Yeah, DB
outside-
Cooper was also a changeling. He was
Yeah.
all the myths.
Yeah, I think he died hard.
DB.
I think he died so hard that we could never find
Just
him.
splattered.
And the money. Yeah, they found some money and like some hillbilly found some money off the coast of Florida, and they thought it was
Yeah.
DB Cooper's. But anyways, yeah. So I have heard that they landed in the field, picked up some guy, and he's like, if I had to bet, that was the dude. And then there was also like some Secret Service agent that said some shit on his deathbed, but was never able to be proved. What do you remember?
Then there was
that
also the surgeon who I believe it was like a doctor who was there for like the JFK autopsy where they started doctoring everything up, and they said that puncture was from something else in the neck, and he like kept some of the microfilms and then was murdered.
Right.
So there were also mysterious deaths around
God,
people
so
that
sexy,
didn't
dude.
necessarily align with the Lee Harvey Oswald agenda and had some level of evidence around it. And these guys turned up over the next 10, 20 years, turned up mysteriously murdered.
Exactly.
Yeah. And this is all fact. Like all of that
Right.
stuff's fact. So like the chain of evidence is so long. The reason I don't think JFK was mob is because it completely it's counterintuitive to the whole story that they built about it being a Soviet or Cuban hit.
Yeah.
Why would you need the mob to do it? I'm guessing what it was a Cuban CIA asset.
Yeah.
In the grassy knoll. That makes the most sense.
I think so.
And
well, I here's another thing. So I think I have to dance around my words here, but me and Spencer did a show one night for it was a private show for some former Navy SEALs
and a UFC fighter.
He
just signed his contract. Yeah,
it was a big night. The singer of Disturbed was there. It was a big, it was a wild night.
Disturbed. It was like
Asking
Jane's
Alexandria.
Addiction. There you
Asking
go.
Alexandria. Yeah, Jane's Addiction.
Yeah,
They're
Tom
all
DeLonge from Blink-182 was there.
Yeah, Bam Margera was there the next week. It's
Hector
insane.
Salamanca was there.
It's absolutely insane. But these guys were like telling us that like, motherfucker was talking like he knew something that I didn't know, and that's always. And I'm listening now, but he was like, this guy, the Bay of Pigs mishap pissed off every highly trained killer in America. Mm-hmm. No wonder the motherfucker got killed.
Yeah, that's what he was saying.
That's essentially what he was telling us, and it's like, oh, this could have just been one of our guys.
Always that like comes down with like real. I don't know. That feels like propagandized like patriotism and like national fervor, because it was like he left these troops on the beach. It's like, yeah, it was a disaster, and he's trying not to escalate a war.
But what if you got Woodrow in your ear from the CIA telling you that we're the ones that are trying to help America, and this presidency is
totally, which I think was happening.
I mean, Woodrow Wilson is the fucking puppet master of all this, dude.
Is he? I don't know much about that.
What the fuck? I'm sorry.
No, yeah, LBJ.
J. Edgar Hoover.
J. Edgar Hoover. Okay, I was going to say Woodrow Wilson.
Woodrow Wilson was well dead before
He's
this.
so dead, yeah.
He's the reason why Syria hates us today,
Imagine.
by the way.
Woodrow is?
Yeah, because over 100 years ago, they had that meeting in Paris where we literally drew the lines in the sand. We gave territories, and Syria was the world power at that point in the Middle East, and we said, no, you're not this entire continent. You're this square. And
we cut out a bunch of their like oil riches and just made it Saudi Arabia. What did we turn it into?
I don't know all of the history on that one.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you. I just know
out a
that
little
when
bit
I was in
once it gets
Dubai
too Eastern,
and we were dealing with the Houthis, like this was getting briefed. They like mentioned Woodrow. It's like, it's all because of Woodrow. Like they just kept dropping.
Oh, really? The Houthis were pissed about Woodrow still?
My CO was a little bitter at Woodrow. But we're all over the place here. But I would, if I had a genie and I can just get all these questions answered, or Nancy Pelosi, she fucking knows, someone inside.
She's got the secrets in her tits.
I like more than who killed the. I just want to know. I have to know Lee Harvey's involvement. Like that's the thing that like keeps me up about it. Is I want to know, like, is this guy a pure patsy?
I'm telling you need to read that book, because he makes a case.
I need to read, dude.
You need to read more.
You need
to read some books.
Yeah.
This is fucking Dean calling me. Oh my God.
Is it?
Wait. Oh Jesus.
Are you all right?
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah, dude. It's like literally like a girl who I saw up for a little bit, like, and haven't seen for weeks. Is like just.
Can we go on this? Can we go?
Blowing up my phone right now.
Can we talk about this?
Blanketly? When does this drop?
This drops next Thursday. Will you cut her out by then? Will she be in the rear view?
She's in the rear view.
Oh,
I don't know why she's calling.
Nice.
Otherwise, I'm waiting to jot down the timestamp that ends this cut right now. So figure out what you want to do. God damn it!
No, but you know who this is, Brandon? This is the girl who showed up in a disguise.
Oh, well.
Spence, can we talk about this?
Yeah.
Please.
Have I not told you this story?
All right, I'm leaving all this in then. This is all going to
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm not going to say her name, and I don't want to besmirch the lady. If you're watching this, I'm sorry. I'm ignoring your call, but we haven't talked in weeks. I said
she's not.
Anyway.
Spencer, she's not listening to this.
She might.
No,
she
really?
Might.
Is
she
it
might
that?
listen to Captain's Dogs.
Okay, well that's
if she sees I'm on it. Yeah, dude. So
to be frank.
To be frank. So yeah, it was a girl that I met, and we hung out like a number of times. She's a cool girl, but she's just got a certain chaotic energy about her. She had asked me if she could come to a show.
Okay.
And I was like, nah, I'd prefer you didn't. I don't want to
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that's not personal. I don't want like friends to come to a show.
Yeah, it's like, dude, I'm like hopping around. I'm with my buddies. I want to perform for.
I've got a bit about you. I don't.
Well, I like the anonymity of a crowd too. It's like I hate when it's
when you know someone's
there.
there.
And I was also in my mind, I was like, we're not like a thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like we've just hung out a few
that
times.
always goes over well.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
now it seems like you want to come meet my friends. It was for both of us.
She's easing her way in, dude.
Dog, I get off stage at a show, and it was at the end of the show, and I get off, and a girl walks up to me and puts her hand on my arm and is like, "You didn't do any jokes about me." And I look at her, and it's because it took me a second, and I realized that it's this girl wearing a disguise. She was wearing a blonde wig and a hat and glasses. And the worst part is this is all happening right as is Buzzmill. So it's like that really tight corridor. I was the last comic. So everybody's...
This was at Buzzmill?
Yeah, everybody's getting up for the Buzzkill show.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting up because I just got off. So I'm having this conversation while people are walking by being like, hey, great set, man. Or like, hey, that was really funny. So I'm like having to smile and be like, oh, thanks so much. Oh, like, I appreciate it. Thanks for coming out. Hey, why would you do that? Oh, hey, thank you, man, for having me. I appreciate it. While I'm having this conversation.
You're being transparent with
of
her?
like reprimanding. Yeah. I was like, why would you do this? Like, why would you just show up you're like cornering me at work and you're wearing a disguise?
But what
like,
I always want to know is when someone does something drastic in the name of love, what was her pitch? Like, what was her perfect scenario in her head with this happening? Like, she shows up and you're overwhelmed by her love and support, and you drop to a knee. Like, what on earth? How could she have possibly thought that was going to go well?
Dude, I'll say
she could be a lovely lady that you're stoked about. Still a bad move.
I agree. Yeah, I mean.
Wild.
She bombed. It bombed.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Big swing.
Yeah, to say
and now I identify. We've all done it.
Right.
We've all taken a big swing.
Yeah.
Usually not in the realm of love and romance.
No.
I wouldn't do that.
No.
I usually do it on stage.
Yeah.
I think there's a real self-sureness of like.
She proposed to you on the Megatron. That's what she
Yeah,
did, dude.
she
That's
jump
what she
hooked on.
did.
Well, here's the worst part. So I'm having these conversations with the people that are passing by while I'm trying to tell her, I'm like, hey, I like really not cool with you doing this. Like you had all day, you could have texted me and said, hey, I want to like come to a show. I already kind of told you how I felt about you like popping up at shows that I'm on. And then the worst part is once that conversation ended and she walked away, I see that she was with a big table of friends. Like a big chunk of the audience was her table of friends. And then I watch as they all stare at her with like big smiles on their face being like, because they're all in on it. So they're like, oh my God, like what did he say? And I watch the smiles wipe off their face and they go, and they say her name. They go, you're kidding. And then like they're giving her like a big hug and I'm just standing there. And I also had a ticket for because they have that really good pizza place right next to it. So then I had to go and order a pizza and wait 30 minutes with a buzzer in my hand. Just not looking in there. They all stayed there and like had drinks and I felt bad for her too because I was like, this is so embarrassing for you, but like it's not my job to fix it.
These are how lessons are learned though. I mean,
100%.
You know what I'm saying? And also, if you don't make a firm stance in that moment, you have let a monster into your life, dude.
That's the thing. So
She's calling you. It's the sun's up. What the hell's going on? Why is she calling you right now? What could she possibly want to talk about?
She should be hanging upside down from a beam right now.
Dude, selfishly, if she calls back, I want you to answer. You shouldn't, but I mean, for the fucking sake of this.
You know what I hate is like send a text.
You can't.
Yeah, like send me the follow-up text. And she just called twice. I'm like, what is that?
I need to know no emergency or something.
What? And you know, there's only one emergency.
Dude, if you called me in the middle of the day, I would be. I'd be. Are you okay?
Yeah.
What the fuck you calling me right now for?
The only emergency is I'm with child.
Yes. Yeah. In this case, whoa, could that be a possibility?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, when's the last time you spoke to her?
A few weeks. A few weeks because so that thing happened.
Wait, did you have a good set?
Yeah.
I think so much worse for her, dude. Because if you bombed and did that, she's like, at least he's an unfunny loser.
Well, that's part of why me going up last is an important detail, and that I did well is just that I'm having to interact with every person as they walk by. There's only kind of one way out.
Right.
So we're having this conversation while I'm having to break every like 4 words I say to her. I'm having to turn and be like, "Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it."
You're fucking
like,
crazy. Spencer Cavins on Instagram. Thank you.
Yeah.
Why are you here?
You know what's funny?
The
moment that triggered her ending that and like walking away from me was that these 2 young cute girls were just like, oh my God, you were so funny, we just watched your episode of Some of This Is Bad. And that's when she like spun and turned and started walking the other way.
Oh my God, dude. Yeah. I mean,
anyway, she's a good.
Thank you for sharing that.
She's a good
kid. That is. She's not. I mean, she's
her apology was like so deep and heartfelt.
I would also like to know this: when you were on stage, did you notice this girl? And
no.
Like, oh, there's a blonde, but not obviously you didn't. Think
no, when she was walking up, I was like, oh, this girl's very cute.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I you know what I even said, even though I was getting mad, I was like, you do look great in your disguise.
Okay.
I had to give it to her.
Yeah. That's
She
also
looked
very
nice.
funny to be like steaming and be like, but kind of.
I did. Yeah. I give credit
Yeah.
where credit's due.
Yeah, it's like when a little French bulldog poops on the carpet. It's like bad, but
Yeah.
look at you. You're just so you just
have
couldn't hold it
you
in.
have to a
yeah.
little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of. It's one thing to take a hound and shove its face in the shit.
Yeah.
And scream at it, but
Yeah.
you never see something like I couldn't do that to a Frenchie.
But you're like
Bad.
you're reprimanding her, but like, oh, it's so
Yeah,
bad, girl, bad
You should
girl.
wear these glasses, non-prescription. Even they look good, but get the fuck away from me. So I'll tell you where the whole thing.
Now, do you have a history of attracting cuckoos, or is this everyone?
Not exclusively, but
Okay.
I I mean, I've dated, I've had people in my life, and
Right.
so naturally you're gonna have some cuckoos.
Yeah, and it's not like you're surrounding yourself with, you're around a lot of retards. Is what I'm trying to say here.
In comedy?
So, yeah. Just
I really don't like. I set up some pretty like firm boundaries with women. I mean, it's why we don't hang out. Like, she's a lovely
Yeah.
person, but it's
Yeah.
like as soon as it starts getting like, starts feeling a little like we're on different planes of like what acceptable behavior is. I'll just be like, hey, let's just not hang out. But
Yeah,
I
man.
hope you do well.
moat and drawbridge, baby. Keep those boundaries.
Yeah,
Keep those
yeah. I
boundaries.
mean, it's just we've all had enough crazy people in our lives.
Yeah, and I think, this is a time for you to shine, dude. We were talking about OnlyFans in the green room the other day. Where are we at on this? Or maybe we
Was
were
I
just,
going to start one?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you weren't in on
Did
the
I say that?
conversation. Maybe we were.
No, I don't
maybe-
think we talked about this. What are you
But
talking
we were
about?
talking about you starting an OnlyFans. I just
Who's
don't know
we?
if you were there.
You and a bunch of guys.
I think it was when you were
you
on
and a
the
bunch of-
yeah, it was when you were on stage. I think in the on Dave's show on Monday.
On Monday,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I thought somebody mentioned that. I don't know, but I know you have some crazy foot dexterity.
I do.
I've seen it.
Oh wait, we
I've seen
did
it.
talk
We have
about
talked. We
this.
talked about this.
Me doing stuff with my feet.
Yeah.
How do you know I have such good foot dexterity?
Because I just remember a little video that you posted on your Instagram a long time ago of you like clapping with your toes. And I was like, it stuck with me, dude.
Brandon, you're not listening. You need to know this about me.
No,
look at that fake laugh.
You just said that you could clap with your feet like
and
hands.
then you just chimed in 8 seconds later.
no, it's the toes, dude.
Sorry, I
He's
have
got-
people texting me, canceling podcasts and shit. I'm dealing
Oh,
with stuff.
Dave.
Yeah.
we're doing it
Brandon's.
tomorrow.
Oh, we can run along then. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no
we got
rush.
6
no
hours.
rush.
I had to do PT for my ankle, like physical therapy, and
yes.
I've always fancied myself a man of good foot dexterity. I also have the biggest big toe you've ever seen.
By the way, what a sentence.
I know.
Fancy
Fancy
my-
myself. I'm a foot man.
Yeah, I am a foot.
And when you meet me, you will agree.
Can we? This is something that I slipped up. Me and Brandon on a podcast the other day. This was a Freudian slip. Maybe I think foot fetish is a bit of a mouthful. Why don't we just change it to footish?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like it's right there.
That's nice.
It feels like it's right there. I
Yeah.
have a footish. You know?
I like that.
All
I
right,
got
you
a
use
foot-
that. Do you
No.
have one?
Let's see if this is it. No, Mason James. God, I'm wanting to see.
Another hot piece of ass.
Yeah.
But by the way, 10K followers, guys. Thank you for supporting Mason James on Instagram. He couldn't have done it without you guys. Like and subscribe. Keep smashing that whatever.
I
button.
think he's up to 15 now. And seriously,
I
you
mean,
guys are helping his journey so
Dude,
much. Thank you
the kid's
so,
a mountain.
so
the kid's
much.
a fucking mountain, and he couldn't have done it without you guys. That's the most important part. So thank you for tuning into
Yeah.
Mason James. None of you know who he is, but
He looks like a baby.
yeah, a cue ball, a big
He
cue
does look
ball.
like a
I just
big,
want to
huge
fucking
baby.
break. I just want to break billiards table with
He
him.
just had a baby, and people
Did
say
he?
like, yeah.
Okay, we're not as good friends as I thought that.
No, he just had a son named
Oh, nice.
Eustace.
Eustace.
No, what's the name? It's not Eustace.
Yes,
Courage the
strong
Cowardly
name.
Dog?
Yeah. That's from my head too.
Yeah,
Cottage.
Muriel and Eustace.
Cottage.
Muriel and Eustace.
That's great. But yeah, and I've posed this question many times on this podcast, and I'm going to ask you. There's a possibility I've already asked you this question. Maybe the answer's changed. What is your price for you and me to do an OnlyFans where we sit shoulder to shoulder and just jack off? Not each other. We're staring right at the camera, but we do a podcast. We talk as we're jacking off till we both complete. What's your number? Weekly, monthly? What is it?
We have to do this weekly?
Well, we'll do.
It'd be a recurring thing.
Yeah. So I mean, what's your number for us to do it monthly? What's your number for us to do it weekly? I guess. Let's just say weekly.
And we have to film this. Isn't something we could just do.
No, this is not. It wouldn't translate audio. We would need a camera.
I just meant like.
Oh no, we can do it for practice a couple
Okay.
times. Yeah.
Man, what would I need to be getting weekly from that? I think if
People
I
are
was.
feeding us topics. We have callers coming in. It's a great pod, but we're just whacking it.
Here's the problem. What I want to say, I would do it for. I mean, right now I'm like unemployed. I would do it for like.
Stage time.
No. Like 5 G's a week. I would
5
do
G's
it
a week.
weekly, 5 G's an episode.
20 grand a month. That's
Which is actually like doable.
That's
That's like a
life-
good living. That's a great living to do
also
it.
no preparation required.
Here's the problem.
Staying hard.
No.
Okay.
The problem
test you
is
passed.
how it interrupts our other goals because all of a sudden there's this new.
We're now the sex guys.
We're sex guys. We're guys that fucking jack
Which, by the
off
way,
next
most
to
people
each
look at
other.
us and think that anyways. I don't know if you know.
Yeah,
this.
but then it's like we go on stage and like don't talk about it. You know what I mean? Like everyone's
or it's
just
even
gonna
funnier
want-
if we go on stage and just whack off and do 10. But
Yeah, see,
nothing.
then that's what I wouldn't want to become.
You're right.
I wouldn't want to become that.
What? Fuck, I mean, Louis,
Even
it
when
worked
I'm
out for Louis
stirring up,
CK, dude.
when
It
I'm
worked
getting
out
real
great
like
for him.
sex talk on stage, and it's like getting the even sometimes I walk away from those sets and I don't feel as good about them
Well, that's just because
as I
there's-
would ripping with clean stuff.
That's just because there's a bead of sweat that entered your ass crack. You know, you got hot and heavy up there, dude. You just got to wipe yourself down and get comfortable again.
Yeah, but you feel like you're like it's like I'm giving them what they want. You
Yeah,
know,
that's
I'm
true.
throwing like the fish to the fucking little porpoises.
Okay, I mean, Brandon has made the argument that the Porpoise show is better than the Shamu show at SeaWorld. I don't know if you.
It's way better.
I don't think I've ever been to SeaWorld.
You're missing
that's
out,
good.
man.
Do you still go, Brandon?
Yeah, mostly just I like seeing animals mistreated, but like
He's a big bent dorsal
yeah,
guy.
it's cool.
Can't get
though.
enough.
Wow.
Can't get enough.
I know. I mean, I went like. Fuck.
He's like the
It was-
orca's got a fin like my cock.
Dude.
Give him a blue chew, stick it in his blowhole.
How does Shamu have a Jacker's curve? That makes no sense.
Dude, Jacker's curve.
Is that not the common term for it? I thought that was
I've
the
never heard that, but
Jacker's
that's funny
curve.
as if not having that means that like you're not jacking off.
Okay, maybe you're blowing my mind, or maybe I'm about to
Because
blow
we're all
yours.
mine straight as an arrow.
But I think that has to do with your wrist posture.
Do you think so?
I honestly think
so
the curve.
these people are like
mine curves left.
they're curving it like a
I
bullet
lean
from
left
that
when I-
movie. What was that movie? Wanted. Curve the bullet. That's what they're doing with
curving
their
the bullet.
peepees.
Yeah, Matrix too, right? But yeah,
It's very African of them. They love to like elongate their peepees.
right. Yes.
Like
yes.
wrap them up in a stone and let it drop.
You've never done that? You've never tied a little paperweight to the dick and helicoptered it?
No, but you know what I do like is the slap against the thighs.
That's great.
That's
dude.
such a
That's
fun.
good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
Penis curves depend on the hand. Okay, too afraid to ask.
That's
yeah,
what I
that
thought.
one's funny. This one I like. It says, "Can I jack off and fix me penis?"
Okay, click on it.
Yeah.
That was just written by a Scottish man.
This
Yeah,
is on,
in 2010.
Can I jack off and fix me penis? If I jack off with my left hand, will it bend my penis that is curved to the left?
Bro,
the
I-
answer: hi. No, unfortunately not. See below, Dr. Bob.
I feel like if you're gonna drop the name Doctor, go with Robert. You know,
Yeah.
you know. But also, this was a
Dr.
big.
Bob.
When I was a kid, I thought this was a big issue for me. When I started to notice my dick was cracked, I was like, I won't be able to have sex. I'm just gonna go right into the wall. Like I'm not gonna be able to pleasure a woman. I'm fucked. So I started to try to train myself with the left hand. And then I think I just gave up, or maybe some research indicated that I'll be okay. I think pornography helped me out, just seeing different dicks and shapes and sizes.
Wait, so yours bends?
Mine bends left.
Is that what you would call a jacker's curve?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay.
I thought it's because
just genetics, I think.
maybe, perhaps
You're meant to fuck girls that are that way.
Should I ask my dad where he curves?
Yeah, you should. Yo, text your dad right now and ask him where his cock curves.
That's what
Do
the
it right
curve
now.
falls fall from
Do
the
it
tree.
Should
right
I
now.
say with no context, hey dad, which way do you curve?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's gonna think politically. He's gonna reply Republican.
It'd be so funny. And oh my god, yo, I'm not gonna.
She calling again?
Answer it if she is. Which way do you curve? All right. He might. He's the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. The reason why I have no technological understanding is from my father. So there's a possibility he's not reading any of these texts. They all go unanswered.
Yeah, like or he'll respond. My dad, I'll send him a text like 3 days later.
He pages you.
Yeah, yeah. Like,
You
he'll
get
send
a
me just a
beep.
thumbs up emoji. I'm like, it's kind of advanced for you, but
Did your dads have pagers? Did your dad have a beeper?
my dad did, but my mom did because she worked in a hospital, so she would all the time have a pager going off. Never saw my dad with one.
My mom had a beeper or a pager, and I never understood how it works. Like I don't get what it was. It was like somebody. It was like a bat signal.
I don't fully
It was
understand.
just James
it either.
Gordon putting up the bat signal, letting you know that you're needed, and then you have to find the issue.
Basically,
Is that what a pager is?
Yeah, I think like a pager that you would have on your waist.
Shout out to Big Bob's Beepers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You just get it would just be somebody's number flashes, and you just go, okay, I got to call that person. And you'd like run to
Okay,
a
because
payphone.
back then you didn't have a cell. I was gonna say, why don't you just call them? But
You didn't have a cell phone.
It indicates
This came
you
before cell phones.
get-
Yeah.
And is it like the Firefly? You have like 5 programmed numbers that you can beep, or can you beep anyone?
No, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think do you call a pager?
I'm finding out right now. I'm the youngest one here, so I honestly don't know.
All right,
Not to be
brag.
a dick. How does a pager work? A pager is a small telecommunication device that receives radio signals from a paging network. It transmits a code. So it's like, oh, okay. So there's only like it looks like you can only page a certain amount of people.
Oh, you can text. Oh, dude. So you know that like the early like the high school students and dude, there's some sexy pages coming through. There was some hot pages, just boobs.
Yeah.
Just the word boobs. That could get a guy hard in the 90s. Just looking at a sexual word.
Just come over and it's CUMOVR.
Yeah. I'm coming over these boxers right now.
Did you ever get in trouble for like doing like dirty instant messaging? Did you ever have like a parent?
Yeah.
Because remember, would you guys do POS, parent over shoulder? You would type that and
Yes.
like be like, hey, tone it down.
Yeah, parent in
And
the
then
room or
sometimes
something
somebody
like
would say like a male friend would say POS, and then you would just start getting crazy.
Yeah,
you're like, I'm
dick
gonna get
pic.
you in
Yeah,
trouble.
send him
I
a
don't
dick
care.
pic immediately.
Yeah. Well, no, you couldn't do that.
Couldn't
It was
do that on
instant
AIM.
messenger, yeah.
AIM was sick.
You'd have to do the number 8 and then a bunch of equal signs and a capital D.
That
was how you sent a dick pic.
nothing social media wise has made me more excited than when I was in 6th grade instant messaging these hoes on AIM. Like that was the pinnacle of it. It didn't get MySpace was pretty dope. MySpace was pretty
Love
sick
that.
because
Yeah.
you could fucking drop a song on your page.
Yeah.
You can customize it.
HTML. I had Captain Jack Sparrow as my background.
Dude, so MySpace actually, there's an era. Do you guys remember the era where like kids were finding out how to hack into people's MySpaces?
Yeah.
Dude, so this like ruined a good friendship for me. One of my best friends, he hacked onto my MySpace freshman year, and he changed it all to like my sexual orientation, gay. It's hilarious in hindsight, but I was not about it at the time. Like it was a bunch of like Team Edward and like all this shit, but dudes making out. You can get pornographic on MySpace. Like there's dudes fucking on my MySpace page, and it was towards like when Facebook was taking over, so I hadn't been on it a lot. So for months, like this was just up, and like people were thinking that I was a openly flamboyantly gay person. My sophomore year was a campaign to convince people I wasn't gay. Dude, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Like I was reputized to be gay freshman year.
What all was posted?
It was like that I was a huge like what's the Dracula movie? New Moon.
Twilight,
yeah.
big Twilight fan.
Yeah, I was a huge Twilight guy, and there was like actual pornographic like images of dudes. It was like kind of like these GIFs. It was like early GIFs.
And
of,
it
like,
just
dudes
said
humping.
Matthew Stu.
Yeah,
Like, said your name.
Yeah, it said like Matthew, like Power Bottom Stew. They like changed everything.
Really?
Yeah, it was fucking crazy, and it was up for months, and like I had no idea. This
I
devastated
also had
me.
a fake MySpace made.
Someone
about
did
me.
that like for that.
Not calling me gay, but making fun of me for which was
You're from
true.
Seattle, so the big burn was they called you straight.
Yeah, dude, he's having sex with Asian women.
Yeah, no, you mean not a horse? What a loser.
No, shout out Ingham Claw.
Sorry, dude, you can't run away from that.
Shout out Mr.
reputation.
Hands.
It's too
Yeah.
tough.
No,
Opinion.
it was, and they were right. I was doing this, but it was so embarrassing to see somebody else post it. They made a MySpace. I would end up dating and losing my virginity to this woman, girl at the time. Shout out Sarah. But her and her friend, I believe it must have been them because they're the only ones that had these photos. Post a picture of me. I'm wearing an Argyle sweater vest, and the whole thing. Description is like, "Hi, I'm Spencer Cavins, and I copy everything that Seth Cohen from the OC does. I dress like him and try to talk like him, and like, which I was doing.
I gotta say that's a tasteful burn.
Yeah, but it's so embarrassing at the time when somebody
Right.
calls out in the moment that your whole personality is just you biting off of a guy from TV.
And
that's
there's
heartbreaking.
part of you that thought nobody noticed.
100%.
You knew.
100%.
Yeah,
I knew.
yeah.
So then seeing it published like that, I was like, it's that embarrassment of like, oh, does everybody know? It's like, dude, yeah. It's like I was reading comic books at school and wearing Vans. Did you watch the show?
Not at the time.
Okay,
Yeah, not at the
but
time.
anyway, I copied him like
Was he
to a T.
Was that Ben Gordon? Is that the same actor?
Ben Gordon
McKenzie?
is our Jamaican friend.
Yeah, I mixed James Gordon and Ben McKenzie.
Yeah,
Ben
no,
McKenzie plays
Ben
James
McKenzie played.
Am I getting everything?
Is that
fucked
Ben
up?
Gordon?
What's happening? I don't know what's going on.
No, he played Ryan Atwood, the badass. No, I wanted to be the nerd guy.
Oh, the nerd guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've said this on another podcast, but this is how much I emulated this dude. I started failing. It's always funny when you're podcasting. Look at Brandon; he's just yawning.
Dude,
nothing,
Well, you're so
nothing to
critical.
keep
I
morale high.
just yawned. I've been here since 9 a.m.
No, he's a
Suck
real
my
George
dick.
Washington type. He
He's
really
the
rallies
producer of this podcast.
his mere presence.
Brandon's the Jorge Masvidal, but he's just a fucking workhorse. He doesn't sleep, dude. He just keeps going.
Man, I just
We don't
yawned.
deserve
I'm tired,
You're on that
all right?
We don't
BMX.
deserve
I
I
didn't
know,
sleep
it's
well.
okay.
I'm sorry, okay?
You're sleepy.
It's kind
By
of
the way,
hot
you
in
should see Brandon get into a car. Literally immediately reclined
Oh, I've
so
seen
far
it.
back
I've
like
seen
he's sleeping in a parking lot as the driver just wheels
I do
around.
like-
My back was thrown out.
No,
you
but there's something
lying
about the
bitch.
tired energy that is like calming. I do like it. I like a nice yawn. Sometimes feels like a koi pond in the backyard. You know, like it's just water dripping. It's chimes. It's
Yeah,
chimes.
yeah,
dude. I like
yeah.
it. Don't let this guy take you down.
I know. I don't like this guest. Fuck this guy.
But
Dude, Brandon sitting next to a plane, sitting next to Brandon on a plane must be wild because you know his head is on your shoulder.
oh, he's a neck pillow guy.
immediately.
Not a doubt in my mind. He's got a neck
I bring
pillow.
a neck pillow and eye mask.
I knew. I've never flown with him. I knew you had a neck
Bro,
pillow.
the
Dude,
worst
look
part-
at you.
I feel bad for people who fly my aisle because I sit down and the plane starts to rumble and I fall asleep and I don't wake up until we hit the ground.
Dude, you're the only person I know with a neck pillow body. It makes, it makes no sense. You look at this guy, and you know exactly how he flies. He's got a hoodie, sweats.
Yep.
He wears Jordans. No,
I don't know.
Vans.
Yep, Vans.
Yep.
Yeah.
He wears
Yep.
Vans, and then he just has the neck pillow. And if he could afford it, he would have the big Dre Beats that would go over his head. But no,
Yes,
he's got
if
the
he
AirPods.
could afford it.
I can't. It fucks up the neck pillow that you can't lay
You're
on
right.
it.
So,
right.
that's
Yeah,
a pro.
yeah,
See,
pro
he
move.
Yeah.
checked me on it.
And you're just snoozing.
He
huh?
knows he can get 2 Biscoff cookies if he asks nicely.
Yeah,
dude. This
yeah,
guy knows
yeah.
what he's. I would love to fly with you. It'd be I would hate to sit behind you. To your point.
Oh yeah, because
Yeah, because he's reclining before we take
he's
off. You know he
sprawled.
is. Dude.
He's like a
I
spider
wait
in
to
his
recline.
web.
I
Oh.
recline if the person in front of me reclines.
Little cheat that
That's
I learned.
kind of what I do too.
Yeah.
Little cheat that I learned recently. If you're trying to take a nap, it goes against everything you just said about the person reclining in front of you. Recline on the ascent, and it just puts you right to sleep because you're just like you feel
Oh, yeah.
parallel.
They
dude.
don't
It's
notice
so
it
nice.
either. I
Oh,
feel like
no,
you can
'cause they're
sneak
sitting-
it in. They're like, oh, it just
Yeah.
must be gravity-wise getting
Why,
closer.
why do we feel like we have to sneak in the recline? Because I also feel that way, and it's absurd. I'll be like, I'm being
with you.
such a pussy right now.
Oh, dude, can I tell you? On my last flight, by the way, back row of Southwest,
Oh.
so I couldn't even recline. There's a wall behind me, and you just hear.
Do they know that you served?
Dude, I went up to the fucking desk and I said, "This is getting out of hand." I'm like, "I know I'm gonna be fucked." I'm like, "Hey, you guys let veterans board early?" And they hit me with the "What have you done for me lately?" Active duty only, back of the line. And then some
Really?
Trump supporters started rallying behind me. And I didn't want that heat.
You're
so
like,
I'm
oh, okay, I guess liberating France wasn't
Yeah.
enough. Yeah.
I was like, "You're lucky this isn't January 6th because we would storm that fucking. We would
D-Day,
go."
ever heard of it?
Yeah, right. Boom. Put this D in your day.
Wait, so you have to be active duty military
with orders.
Wait, really?
You have to be on. Like, you can't just be going home for leave. You
That's
have to be like,
fucked.
you have to be on a mission.
That's fucked.
fucking bull.
For you, for me, I'm happy because I'm not.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm waiting for you guys to.
Well, you
get
can
on
let the
the plane.
Coast Guard fucking douchebag get on. What the hell?
That's so funny that you have to show them what mission you're on.
yeah. Oh, Fallujah, nice. Yeah, we'll let
Yeah.
you sit in row
Hey,
B.
welcome. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, business coach for you, sir. Head on in.
Private.
I never got upgraded to first class when I was active.
Really?
Never. Yeah, dude.
Did you ever get to fly in one of those cool green planes?
Yes, those
transport
with the
plane?
bench.
Yeah.
yeah. Dude.
Is that pretty fun?
Yeah, pretty terrifying, but yeah, it's fun.
Is it terrifying?
Just rattling around things. I mean, everything is secure, like the equipment.
Yeah.
But yeah, those cargo things are sick because like you land and you walk off the back.
Yes.
Fucking
Yes,
the
that is
drawbridge.
cool.
Yeah, it's sick.
What do you miss most about the military?
Being around competent people all the time that I just trust. You all the time. This is a fucking very small portion of the day.
Oh,
I just
yeah.
mean like like knowing that someone always had my back is what I
You were
miss.
always hanging out with a bunch of Spencers.
yes a bunch of
Really? They
alphas.
let you that close to the spec ops?
Can you
groups?
believe it, dude? Can you believe it? You just have to. You got to dress for success. Really, I just showed up with a baklava on and
A
backwards-
baklava. I showed up with a mouthful of baklava and I just
Well,
got
you
to
know what I mean. What is it called?
balaclava.
Though? A ball of Okay, you fucking.
I thought we were
ball
gonna let
of-
him get away with
You
that one.
fucking-
That's a ball of clava.
I forgot when you grow up skiing in the fucking.
I don't want a
Aspens,
ball
dude,
of
you're
clava.
gonna-
I just
you're
want a
gonna
little
check
clava.
people.
Yeah.
But do you go Turkish or do you go Greek on the baklava? You have a preference?
I don't really I don't care about
yeah,
it.
you don't care for those people.
I
or
don't
their
care
food?
about it. No, I like the people. I'm real into the Greeks right now.
You're like
Big time into the Greeks.
Yeah.
I'm
Odysseus,
just
who's your
getting
guy?
into Sparta.
I'm a huge Odysseus guy.
Oh,
Big
yeah.
time, big
Okay,
time
the Iliad.
Odysseus guy, the Iliad and the Odyssey.
Yeah.
Back to back. And are you familiar? Do you like Marcus Aurelius? Are you into the Stoicism?
Yeah, you know what?
stuff?
I just got that book, Meditations.
Meditations,
by
me
him.
too. Me
Yeah.
too, dude.
I
Just
started
picked it
reading
up.
it. I'll be honest, some of it just doesn't
It's a
apply
real
to me.
snooze fest.
Yeah.
But I like the traditional sense of stoicism, a guy that just fucking takes it.
Yeah.
Because that's not what this is. They're trying to be all enlightened. I just
like
like
a
the
guy
guy
who
that
just
takes the
takes it,
pain
huh?
and doesn't say anything and then just,
Gaping hole.
just give me something to bite on, if you know what I mean.
I like a guy who just
Just takes it.
What does that mean?
I'm not. Feel free to elaborate, dude. I'm not. I feel confident in what I just said.
Yeah, I like that. I
Just
really
someone who doesn't complain is what I'm getting.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I like I like those like
Fuck, dude, how'd you get my number?
dog. I won't talk about it on the pod, but yeah.
I've been walking.
I just don't comment. But this is what I just got.
Okay, I'm gonna comment. She just sent you a novel.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to read that to us after this
Yeah, you don't have
episode.
to read it now, but you can read it after. Can I just say something? And I'm going to be cryptic for the pod. Yes, I will tell you after. And I don't think this guy. I'm not going to say anything bad about him, but it is a wild thing that I've been observing. There's a comic who has been pulling absolute. You might know who I'm talking about as I say this. He's been pulling absolute dime piece girls that like not only are out of his league, but it's just like, what are you even like? What are you doing?
Mouth it to me, and I won't say, but just so.
I don't know his last name. I will tell you.
Just say it and I'll bleep it out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Has he been?
That needs to get beeped out. Every time I see him, it was to the point where like I finally went up to like, so like one time I saw him with this girl. She introduced herself to me, and then I've been seeing him, and he has a girl with him every time. And like I went up to him and introduced myself to her, and she's like, "We've never met." And then I looked at him, and I'm like, "Oh, that's right. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm getting some. I like really. She knew what was going on. I fucked it up. But then I finally approached him one day and I confronted him. I'm like, dude, do you have a different? So he goes to the same show every week at one of the comedy clubs here. He goes to the same show every week with a different girl, and I think it's kind of psychotic. Like he has a different girl with him, and he takes them on the same date every week to the same place.
What's the place?
Sunset Strip Comedy Club. Yeah.
That's wild. I didn't know that about him.
Every single week, bro, he comes to the same show
With a different girl.
And
just hanging
girl,
out.
and that is their date.
You know what's funny? I was there on Friday. He was there with a girl.
dude, bro? And it's insane. And I finally like confronted him about it. I'm like, dude, am I seeing you with a different like hot chick every time I see you? He's like, yeah. I'm just kind of killing it on Hinge, and he showed me. I'm like,
good for him.
What the fuck? But
Good
dude,
for him.
this is like legendary.
Yeah, it's
this is
a
like
lot.
this is not anything I'm accustomed to. Dude,
Yeah.
Let me just tell you that.
I think that
my
there's a
girlfriend is
period of
a 10. She's the only one I've ever gotten.
She's great. She's very
She's
cool.
she's perfect. She's hot. She's beautiful. She's a smart lady. If you're listening, baby, I love you.
Yeah.
But he's doing a different one of her every single night. It seems like, dude, it's insane.
Yeah, he's also he's a very cool dude. I like him a lot. He also
By the way, I'm stoked for him.
no, stop.
But it's just it's a wild thing.
You never went through this thing because you got out of the military and then you met your girl not too long after.
Dude, you can make every excuse in the book for me. I was just never dropping pussy like that. Like
Really?
I was never.
Were you kind of a fatso?
Yeah, every day you see me, I got a little hotter, and that's not good.
Yeah, you're your best
I'm
looking.
the hottest.
now, huh?
This is it. I've never been this hot.
Don't be so disappointed in him, Spence. You have such a disappointed dad look when he said
I feel
that.
like you're feeding that narrative.
No, I think
I'm
he's
just
handsome.
staring right at Spencer's face. That's all
No,
I'm
but
saying.
I think he's a handsome guy.
I think
But
you're
no,
very-
I wasn't a good looking guy back in the day. I was chubby. It all went to my face, bright red.
That's a lot of work though. Because I also did that through like in my 20s where I was on the apps a lot and like setting up dates.
I'm
And
just
it's like,
surprised he's made it this long. It's gonna like what happens when one of these girls likes the show and just comes back?
Well, here's the thing. The good thing is they're going to where you work, Sunset Strip. They're not going to like the show. So no one's going to come back. And you never have to worry about running into those
not
girls
true, dude.
again.
Sunset
It's
Strip is an
perfect
amazing
to
comedy
take them
club.
to a place where the laughter just kind of dies in the rafters. And then you
I don't
have to
co-sign
worry
any of
about
this
them showing
shit.
back.
Dude, Sunset Strip is a kill box, best club in Austin. 6th Street. Get your tickets at sunsetstripatx.com. Of course, come to thecreekandthecave.com first. Now I'm conflicted, dude. I'm fucking
You're so conflicted.
Come to the Creek in the Cave.
A kill box.
It's a fucking kill box, dude. Everyone, I've seen no bad set on
The
that stage.
waftiest kill box of all time. Yeah.
Wafty might be a good word for it. You got to waft the joke out there so they can hear it.
You really do. I will say, and this is like,
Spence, we can't do this. We can't just shit on my place of employment.
yeah, we can.
Do I need to cut this?
No.
No. Here's the thing. I actually take it on myself all the time when I do shows there. I never have my best sets there. It's the place where I feel the least capable.
Yeah, well,
of
there's
any
always
club.
going to be that venue.
Yeah, and I get onto myself for it because I'm like, God, and part of it's the design, but I'm like, I can't connect. I have such a hard time connecting with the audience there.
Yeah, for
and I was
me-
like, I don't know how to learn to do that in a room like this.
Yeah.
And I'd like to, so I don't view it as are there better places for comedy? Yeah, every place here, but also I do take it. I'm like, I should learn how to connect with an audience.
Yeah.
It's so spacious and dark, and I just can't. I'm just looking down at a bunch of dark faces. I can't.
I know. But that, I guess,
I don't know.
I mean, once you can get, I mean, yeah, it's like an auditorium. It's a fucking,
It is.
it's it's an assembly. It's a pep rally.
Yeah, I think
lot
it
of
just
the
changes.
times.
You have to design your jokes a little different.
Yeah, you got to be
and
more like,
execute them a little
yeah.
different.
And that's for every room, you know, like once, like a club and a theater, I think that's different timing.
Yeah.
You know, you have to wait a little bit. Like sound travels. Well, sound travels. So
Yeah, you know what I hear from people I've done theaters, like the weird thing. Have you done a theater? Me neither.
no. Oh yeah, I have. I've done the Fallout Theater here in Austin.
Santa Cruz Theater. Yeah.
No,
Alamo Drafthouse Movie Theater. I've done that quite a bit.
I've not done a theater yet.
No, I heard that it fucks with your timing at first because you do a joke.
Yeah.
They're like, it's literally like the wave.
Right.
Like
right.
it goes front to back.
Yeah.
And then it comes back again.
Yeah,
And they're
you
like,
gotta
you have
wait.
to get used to that.
It's a wave pool. Yeah.
Where you hear it kind of die and then it picks back up for a second. You can't.
And you just
jump
see a
your
fat
joke.
lady on her tube just getting washed away.
Yeah. You're like, ah.
Shark.
That's also why a lot of comedians who, like a good example of this would be somebody like, I've heard people say this about like Chris D'Elia, for example, or like Sebastian Maniscalco. There's some of these acts that like just absolutely destroy in a club setting. And then when you watch their special, part of it is just comedy doesn't translate well on TV.
Right.
But then part of it is like they're filming it at a theater. So it's like you have somebody who murders at the Comedy Store, but then they film a special at the Beacon Theater. And it's just different.
After they toured
the
clubs
pacing's
all
different.
year too.
Yeah, and they have to slow things down because it's a theater. So it's much more like they're
Yeah.
kind of strutting their stuff and talking, whereas you see them at a club, they're leaning over the edge of the stage just hammering. But that's not how they record it.
I get the money of wanting to do a special in a theater, but to your point, if you want people to tune into your comedy and become a fan of you, put out the best form of that, and the best form of an hour of comedy is in a comedy club.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Like, I just watched Brian Simpson's special.
Is it good?
Dude, very good.
Yeah.
I mean, he just, like, as soon as he starts talking, you just want to like, I'm remembering a green room moment the three of us had.
That was the most wild interaction. Yeah, he was such an asshole. He's by the way, he's been very cool like every time since then.
Yeah.
But like that was such a
you catch people on a
opinion for me. I was like, it's fucking insane.
was that like your first time? Like,
This is my first time ever. I think I'd seen him like smoke a cigarette in front of me once.
Yeah.
And then that was that was so bizarre. But then he's been very cool since.
yeah. But no, his special was so good, and also like that room is amazing. I told you I saw Jim. I told you before I went. I saw Jim Norton's hour.
How was that?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. I have never seen Jim Norton do like long form comedy. He makes me laugh on Sirius and on podcasts, and I know he's funny, and I've been wanting to watch it.
Got a beautiful trans girlfriend.
Yeah, dude, wife.
They married.
Yeah. Nikki is her name. The beautiful
And
Nikki.
she's really hot.
I don't know.
Will you pull up Jim Norton's wife?
Yeah, Nikki Norton, please.
You know who was showing? Paul Verzi was showing me.
Oh yeah, how was that? You opened for Paul. Oh, both of you guys did.
It was very,
Yeah, it was awesome.
yeah, it was great. The cigar after was mad cool.
Yeah.
Brandon
had that. Brandon.
Oh yeah. She's
Oh yeah, she's really pretty.
Oh wow.
Whoa! Click on that. All right, now type in Jim Norton wife Nikki penis.
Wow, good for him, dude. The little worm. He's so great, dude. He's just a little perv, dude. He's
He's
so
such
great.
a little perv.
He's
yeah,
so
he's been
great.
a perv for so long.
She was at the show, and he straight up says, he's like, I bring my wife here so I don't cheat. And she's like there. She's like in the room watching his hour.
Wow. Brandon, could you ever say something like that?
Can I just say that looks like a lady?
Can you joke like that?
Yeah, I could joke like that.
Yeah.
Just no-
Erica's number one.
Yeah, that's like everyone like. That's the thing. If I ever cheated on Erica, so many people would just be like, no one would be like, nice, bro. Everyone would be
No
like,
one would-
Everyone
I
would be
would-
like, you're a fucking idiot.
I would disrespect you.
Yeah, no, yeah. You got like people would stop fucking. With
I
me.
actually don't like, this is like a growing up thing, but when I'm obviously single now, but when I was with my like girl for years, I hated, well, I guess I still do. This doesn't matter if I'm single or not, but I don't like when my friends cheat.
No, dude.
Like it bothers me.
It's the one thing. Like I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. I've gone 30 years without cheating on a significant other, and I'm like thoroughly proud of it. because so many people in my life have. And once you realize, like, I went on deployment. The last deployment I went on, my senior chief, big black dude, looked like Terry Crews. I looked up to this guy so fucking much. The second we get over there, wedding ring off the finger, and he's just like brag. It's like, so this lady's at home watching your kids, worried about you every night, and you're partying, fucking Europeans in Dubai.
It's such a bummer.
And it, like, I never looked at him the same. I never respected him again. Like I couldn't. I mean, it's one, like, I don't know. Just all I could think about is your wife's at home, like,
yeah,
like raising.
And when
your
you're
son.
in a relationship, it's extra because it's that thing of like, it's like you and your friends all agreed to be on a diet,
Right.
And then your friend is bragging about how he like just ate so much pizza last night, and you're like,
Such a good way to put it,
dude, we're doing keto.
And what am I supposed to be?
Said we're doing keto.
Am I supposed to be proud of you? Like, I'm
Yeah,
over here,
exactly,
I'm over here
you
being
fat
I'm
fuck.
fucking counting my macros. I'm weighing my chicken breasts.
You're killing yourself.
Yeah, dude.
Almost said somebody's name there.
No, I'm pretty.
We're thinking of the same person.
I'm killing yourself.
By the way, all three of
I've
us
cock
are.
blocked them because I'm with you. I'm like, it's just not as. There's nothing about me that is like nice, bro.
See how I framed it? I used to be
really
a
good.
catcher.
Yeah, no, it's a
Especially
bummer.
when you start to get to know, like, especially if you're friends with the person and then
Oh.
you meet the girlfriend and then you're just like,
I've been
you
in
see
that-
her again
Oh,
and you're
that's
like,
brutal. Yeah, we
cool.
follow each other on
Dude,
Instagram.
my first taste of that was in high school when my buddy was like, and he's like kissing another girl. It's like not even like, it's cheating, but like we're all gonna get over this. We're fucking 16, but it's like I was friends with his girlfriend. It's like, dude, I feel so conflicted. Like my stomach would hurt when I was like around both of them. It's like,
Yeah.
because now I'm lying. I'm a part of all of this. I am an accomplice. Can't do that to a boy. Dude.
That's tough. I mean, I would. Now it's like if you're put in the position, will you lie for a friend in spite of how much you dislike it?
It depends what the lie is, I guess.
Yeah,
I would lie for a friend. I'm not above lying.
Yeah, but like for cheating, like if I was like, Matty, please God, I need you to tell my wife that we were doing X, Y, and Z last night. Would you do it?
Yeah, but it's important. I would really hammer home that you're an asshole.
And never do this to me again.
Yeah, and our relationship has been hindered.
Yeah,
But I
right,
would, yeah.
right.
But I'll lie for you because it's not it's not me to rain on your parade. But now I know if you cheat on the person that's there for you more than anything, why aren't you going to stab me in the back one day?
Yeah.
damn.
That's how I've always thought. Like this
Yeah.
person is supposed to be the most important person in your life. You're supposed to have their back more than anybody. I'm just a friend. I'm not
Yeah.
even sucking your dick.
I had this conversation with a friend one time where I was like, we were talking about them cheating, and I was like, let me ask you this. I was like, would you fuck my girl? Like, if you had an opportunity to fuck my girl, would you do it? And he's like, no, I wouldn't do that. And I was like, but okay, right. So why wouldn't you? He's like, that'd be fucked up. Why would I wouldn't do that to you.
Right.
And I was like, exactly, because I'm your friend. And I was like, so how is your girl any different than that?
Exactly.
Like, your girl's also your homie.
a good
It's like
way
your
to put
best friend.
Yeah. And like, it's just break up.
I love how self-righteous we're getting.
I
right
know.
now. I'm
This
really
is-
getting fired up about someone who's not here.
No, I know. It's
And
no,
that's
for-
your friend. That's your best
Yeah.
friend.
I just fucking break up with them, dude.
Yeah,
And then go fuck whoever you want,
I know.
guilt free.
I know.
But it's all selfishness. It's like I don't want to hurt the person that I love.
And you've never cheated.
Never, dude. Because I think I got cheated on early.
Same. I got cheated on
and
so
it
much.
stings,
I was
dude.
I was a cuck all through high school, just always getting cheated.
Yeah, dude. All you can think about is
Yeah.
like, oh, like she's fucking someone else that's better than me.
My girlfriend at the time, who was like, we're very in love, like one of those, intense long-term high school romance. I got drunk and was being really annoying. It was me, her, and my best friend at the time. We all did a lot of drugs together and partied a lot. I was drunk and being very annoying to both of them.
Yeah.
And then they were like, dude, just like go to bed. So I went downstairs and like all grumpy and like fell asleep for a little bit. And I woke up maybe like 45 minutes later
This is a nightmare.
and walked up and she was like, she like slammed the door to the bathroom really quick. And then my buddy was all like shocked to see me. And it seemed weird, but I was drunk and I was like, it couldn't be. And then later, like 2 weeks later, he left his Facebook logged in, and I was like, I just have to know. And I went through his messages, and sure enough, they'd been fucking while I was passed out downstairs.
This is a good friend.
He was my best friend.
How old were you?
Me, him, and my girl hung out all the time.
How old were you?
Like 16?
Do you guys talk? You and this guy?
No,
Good.
no. Yeah.
This whole everyone deserves an apology thing. Like I don't have to hate you anymore, but
Yeah.
You fucking embarrassed me.
You know what's funny? He had just put me on, like he had just bought me 100 ecstasy pills so I could like get started dealing, and I
I love that.
I never paid
I'm
him
thinking like,
back.
oh, he bought you a car?
Yeah, no, he did put me on. I didn't
got you
pay
a
him
job?
back. I still owe him 100 ecstasy pills, so that was the price he paid. I owe him 100.
Who has the last laugh?
100 blue omegas. I
Yeah.
owe him.
How sad can I be with all these pills?
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, and then I used it as an excuse. I would take like 4 ecstasy pills in the morning.
I'll
and
show
be
her.
like, my girlfriend
Yeah.
cheated, and I'd just be
Yeah.
like rolling in science class. Just like,
Yeah, they're holding hands, skipping down
I'm
Main
hurt.
Street with ice cream cones. You're like,
Yeah.
who's the loser now? You're like conjuring spells in your
Oh.
bathroom.
Totally.
That's great, dude. What a bitch. I hate
So
her.
then, get this: that girl and
What do
I.
you hate more? In the moment.
Good question.
So
Because that's never. I mean, that is
Here's-
a rare. For
here's
your
the thing.
best friend.
I hated them both a lot. Her and I ended up dating still like a few months later, which now it's like, of course I would never do that. I know. Because she
Spineless.
was also really drunk. Like we were both very drunk. He was sober. So that's where, at least in my head, I was able to like rationalize it. I was like, I mean, I was so wasted that I like passed out on the bed downstairs. She was wasted. He was sober. We went to his place drunk, and then he like fucked my girl.
There's also this weird natural thing that when someone cheats on you, your mentality is that, well, I just want them all for my fucking self then. It's like you go
Yes.
back, so it's like no one's ever going to fuck
And then
you
I
again.
cheated on her.
Yeah.
And then I would cheat on her, and that's
Yeah.
how we ended up breaking up.
By the
was
way-
she found out I cheated on her.
Maybe justified.
I think so, but I think it's the chaos of just like you can't be in that relationship.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember older friends of mine, like talking to an older girl friend of mine who was just like, you can't date her
Yeah.
because you're going to always want to cheat on her.
Yeah, exactly.
And you'll never trust her and you'll take it out on her. And I was like, no, I won't do that. I love her and like she loves me and I know she does.
Yeah.
That was part of it. When I read their messages, it was a lot of her being like his name was Cody. She was like, Cody, that was like a huge mistake. Like I was drunk. I regret this so much. And he was trying to say, he's like I love you.
Oh.
Like in the messages. And she was like, I love Spencer. Like I can't. And like, he can never find out about this.
Dude,
That's what I had to read. It was
by
so
the way, you
brutal.
and Cody getting pussy at 16 is pretty cool, though. I will say that.
Yeah,
I will say that. I was a late bloomer, dude.
Really? When?
Lost my virginity in a strip club to a stripper named Cashmere, black woman, red hair, 2 gold teeth.
No way, bro.
I can't tell you how much I wish I was making this up.
Oh, no. This is amazing.
This is how I lost my virginity. I was a sweet, sweet gumdrop before I walked into the San Antonio Gentlemen's Club in 2014.
San Antonio.
That was my first duty station.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you?
By the
Did
way,
you go
this
in?
was payday.
Yeah.
I spent all of it. I walked out broke on the first.
You spent all of it to
I
fuck
spent
this
my
woman?
entire paycheck. This was like, I was so broke when I joined the Navy, and like I was an E1, so my paychecks were like $700.
Right.
And I was spending all of it, and I was just paycheck to paycheck. But it's like, oh, I live on base. I'm eating for free. Who gives a fuck? This is beer money. And then you have none of it, and it's like, oh, dude, it was a good lesson to learn. Also, my mother called me the next day. I couldn't even answer. I was so embarrassed, dude. It was just I felt so filthy.
Were you? Did you go in there with the intention of having sex?
No. So I was 20.
Yeah.
I went to a weird like support command. I won't bore you with all the details, but basically it's like a command that people come home to after they've like toured. So they'll pick these orders because they're from San Antonio. It's at the medical base over there, and they'll come back. I got like assigned to a security detail there, and I was the youngest guy by like 10 years at least, like for everyone. Everyone had families, had been in the military for several years. It was like I was a fish out of water.
Yeah.
So this one guy who was like a single dude, fucked up in the head from his tours in Iraq. Like he had 3. He was so like if you sneeze too loud, this guy would have. It was the most PTSD I've ever seen. And I went to the strip club with him as a young spry E1 in the Navy, and they take me in, and as soon as we get in, I had to bargain to be let in. I'm like, yo, I'm their DD for the night. Like, if you don't let me in, you're losing 2 customers. They're going to spend a lot of money. So the guy let me in. He's like, I better not see you drink. I drank.
Yeah.
And this girl comes up to me. She's like, how far are you trying to go tonight? This is in the lobby. We're not even in yet. And she's like groping me all over me. I'm not even attracted to her, but I'm like, I'm down for anything, baby. And she's like, well, I'm trying to fuck you. I'm like, let's do it. And so she brings me up to the VIP room.
How excited? Are you excited or are you just nervous?
I think nervous. I think I was a little nervous. We go up to like a booth, and she starts like getting me hard. She puts a condom on my dick, sucks my dick over the condom, and then she like starts riding me a little. And I was like, let me fuck you. because I'm just a dirty dog.
Yeah.
And she takes me to the back. I get 3 pumps, and she's like, ooh, honey, I'm tired. And then we walk back to the booth. She's like, I'm going to go get a drink. I'll be right back. She walks up. Server comes over with a bill for $700. And I just got paid $740. I pay. I'm freaking out. I tip her $1. And so, like, I'm at this point, like, so embarrassed. Like, I have like this.
God.
I have like
Wait,
this.
so you.
I completely got played. Like,
Matty.
I got robbed, played. These guys who were supposed to have my back and like look after me were just. I look down, they're like fucking head and bosoms, just motorboating bitches. They don't give a fuck about me.
This is the black girl version of like the black dudes who play like Monty, like switch their fucking cups around outside a bus stop.
Yes, dude. Yes.
Oh my God.
She got me so hard.
And you couldn't even see her on the floor,
dude. No,
You
I
had to
think
just go
she,
counter cash.
bro. I think she fucking left immediately. That was her night.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
why
she
stay?
does
Yeah,
Oh
and then
my God,
and then I remember like I tipped the waiter, the waitress $1, and then I go back to find my boys, and I'm like trying to play all this off. Like I don't want to tell them what happened. She walks up to me and she's like, "Excuse me, did you have a problem with my service?" And I was like, "Huh?" She's like, "You just tipped me $1 on a $700 bill," and they're looking at me like, I mean, that's a crazy sentence.
Yeah.
To hear a waitress like say,
You've been there like 20 minutes.
dude,
too.
we
Yeah,
sincerely have not broke an hour. Like, have not broke a fucking hour. Like, these guys are at the ATM, dude. Like, it's insane. Like, the place, dude, the sun was up. Like, we got there at 7 p.m. And God, it was just such a hard lesson for me to learn. Like, I was so hungover, so broke. Didn't get paid for another 2 weeks. I was convinced I had an STD. Like I was freaking out. I'm like, oh, that shit.
Did you wear? You wore a condom when you
yeah,
went
but dude,
inside?
when you're
Yeah.
a kid, you think it burns through.
sure.
You know, like it was like one of those colored condoms. It was like purple. Like it was made out of a
Whoa!
It made out of a Snickers wrapper, dude.
What did you just call her?
You son of a bitch. But and then after that, I went down and I was like talking to a stripper. I was like, oh, let me just take you out of here. Like I'll change your life. Like I'm just like desperate for like.
But you have no money.
Dude, yeah, they don't
So
know
you're
that.
just trying to get her to come to your apartment at this point.
The only thing I remember, I wore shorts in there, and that could have been a huge mistake. You know, I was just they smelt like
They
sharks.
saw a mark. They're
Sharks
like,
on
this
blood,
guy's
dude.
trying to get a boner.
Sharks on blood.
He's trying
dude.
to feel good. This
Sharks-
guy is here to feel good.
Sharks
I do
on
the
blood.
opposite. I wear fire department issued retardant pants so that they know I don't want to feel
Yeah,
good.
yeah. No,
I'm just here to look and not pay.
I hate the strip club more than I hate the casino, and I hate the fucking casino.
Dude, I'm with you.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm happy you said this. I don't
Yeah.
like the strip club. Everybody trying to cut. It's like, here's the thing.
No.
Unless you're gonna fuck me for free after I've thrown some ones at you,
Right.
That's hot. But like, that's not how it goes.
Yeah,
You
want to abandon your job?
This idea of dude. The first time I ever went to by the way, that story is amazing.
Yeah, and these.
Yeah, that's so great.
Just to add a funny parlay to it, these guys were dogs. When I went down there, they were sitting by the stage and they were just balling up ones and like pelting these strippers. It was just like leaving marks, dude. Like one girl's like, stop doing that. Like they called the pit boss over, dude. It was insane.
I always thought it'd be funny to go to a British strip club because they're like their coins are worth a lot. And just fucking
Roll the coin, no, dude. But that is the one way you can have fun at a strip club. You take $40 out, turn it into ones.
Ball
you
it
go
up.
with your boys. You definitely ball it up. That is fun to throw it at them like they're
Yeah.
fucking objects. But you sit at the stage because if you sit at the stage, the roaming girls can't fuck with you because
that's it. Yeah, the roaming girls are my problem.
Yeah, so if you sit
They're
at
like
the
old predator drones,
dude,
Just like,
yeah, they are.
bothersome.
They are. Yeah,
Gnats.
they're Starlink, dude. They just go
Yeah.
side to side and just
Leave me
collect your
alone.
data. But yeah. So if you sit at the stage, the roamers leave you alone. The vagabonds, if you will. And so now it's just an athletic performance, and you're just throwing some ones out. Beers you can get a bucket of beers for like $15. You're a sober guy, so that cancels that out.
right.
Get a Red Bull. You
Yeah.
know. What do you do when you're roped into like going to the bar with the boys? Where you get like a seltzer?
Yeah.
Yeah, just a
Yeah.
lime maybe, so it looks like a drink. Now, if you
I
meet
don't
a-
even do that. No, I don't need to make it look like anything.
as a sober guy in the dating sphere,
Mm-hmm.
is this a turnoff for ladies?
Turn off?
Yeah, because
No.
like I mean, a girl that wants to party, does she see that she always has a DD? Is it
One,
one of those?
I don't think that. I just wouldn't be super interested in like a
Right.
party girl.
Right. You don't even like a girl with a disguise.
Who does? Nobody does.
I mean, come on, dude. I think you and I differ a little bit because I can tip my cap to a performance. You know? At the end of the day, the dedication means something to me.
Yeah,
I've never had a girl. That's the thing. See, it sounds like you have girls putting disguises on you all the time. Like I don't have this situation.
No, not all the
where
time.
a girl's
But
putting
it's
on a
like,
mustache.
Who sent you, Langley? Like, why do you have a fucking disguise on?
It's like what are the when someone sends someone to your porch to like sing to you like a. Do you know
candy gram,
something gram.
Yeah. What is that called?
It's there's like the candy grams or like the Santa
Something
grams.
like that.
Yeah.
What's an
something
anagram?
I don't know.
An anagram is, I believe, a thing that measures tits. No, that's a mammogram.
I guess I could
That's a
Google it.
mammogram, and I've been down this road.
Anagram is a unit for measurement for a pussy.
Yeah.
Fuck. What were we just talking about?
Strip clubs. Strip club story. I think you were about to tell a story at the strip club.
Oh yeah. Okay, hold on. Well, you asked if that was a turnoff.
Right. Being sober.
It's not. I think I've actually talked to sober female friends about this, and they go, "Yeah, for me it's harder. Like for girls, I think it's harder to. Guys don't like a girl. It's like, oh yeah, like I was a drug addict and now I can't drink.
Yeah.
Girls, one, I just don't bring it up. I'm just like, oh, I don't drink. If they press me on it, then I will tell them.
Yeah.
Girls find it attractive. That
I don't know who
use
that was, but someone just opened the door and flipped me off.
Yeah.
And my response was, "Hey."
What's up, dude?
Yeah,
I think girls like somebody who used to be bad.
Now, do you have
That's
so
interesting.
like? All right, so you don't want a girl that's getting sloppy drunk all the time because that just doesn't even.
No, I wouldn't.
Not,
not
but
at
aside from like the embarrassing aspect, like it just doesn't fit into your lifestyle. So
all.
like,
Yeah, it's annoying.
But like, is there a? What is the line?
You can get drunk.
Okay, cocaine.
No.
Okay.
I mean, if a girl's like, I sometimes do cocaine.
You ever date a pothead?
No, that's like so.
You don't like
annoying.
that?
If someone's getting high during the day, I'm out.
When I had a girlfriend my last year in the Navy, and she took a huge liking to weed.
Yeah.
In between, like she wasn't a huge pothead when I met her, and then we started dating, and she became one. Maybe my fault. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I was sober. I was in the military, and then I'm just constantly around this high person, and we're talking about nothing. And she thinks she's making like these crazy.
The most innocent look he just gave.
But she
I have no idea what's going on.
I know.
Yeah,
you gave me the most
and that's why
innocent
this is
look.
perfect.
He knew somehow that we were doing something about him.
Nah, you've just been on fucking super hater mode this whole
What?
podcast.
I've not been on hater mode.
You've been giving me shit.
I've
dude.
not been on hater
Do you need
mode.
some hater blockers?
I need some hater bloggers for this guy.
Brandon, I've
Can't
not
find
been
my
doing
sunglasses.
that.
Also,
No, but yeah.
we gotta wrap up.
Okay, yeah, Spence, this was a fucking interesting one, dude. Great conversation. I thought we were doing.
We don't
10
gotta end it. We're over an hour.
No, yeah.
We're-
I thought we were at 10 minutes, dude. I was
No,
just like,
yeah, you're so fun to talk to. That Cashmere
Effortless.
story is fucking incredible. What can I just say real quick? It's just funny because I've only been to a couple strip clubs. Pretty much any time I've gone, I was like on cocaine,
Nice.
which
Fitting.
isn't. It's not fun because you're coming down off of. You're just kind of always. Doing coke is you're always just coming down off of coke. That's the whole scenario. And then it's like women trying to get cozy up to you, and you're just like, I feel uncomfortable and bad.
I've said that exact sentence you just said so many times.
Yeah.
Like cocaine is fun for 10 minutes.
Yes.
And then the come down is very uncomfortable. The only way to stop that from happening is to continue to do cocaine, and for
Yes.
every line you take, the come down's getting worse and worse.
Exactly.
And what you have to do is get really drunk and just do it till you pass out. And also you have to be in a high. Cocaine's a drug I've used wrong every time I've used it. Like,
Sure.
I've done it.
There's
And gone,
like,
like,
it's,
at a
there's no way
barbecue.
to really use it right. Yeah.
I mean, if you're at like a fucking rock concert, cool. That could be awesome.
Sure.
But like, same with Molly. Like, I've never used any of these drugs. Right? They're not for me, dude.
Right.
Beer has been working.
I've done Molly. Molly's the only drug I've done since I like stopped drinking.
Since you've been racking up coins.
Yeah, since I've been racking up coins. Yeah, no, because I'm not AANA.
Right,
like
right,
I took edibles like
Yeah,
3 days ago.
yeah.
But
You're cool
I,
sober.
Yeah, I just don't drink, and with not drinking, I also just don't do drugs.
Yeah.
and that's why I quit drinking was so I wouldn't do other drugs.
Right.
It was mostly coke is why I stopped. But I did Molly at my sister's wedding because my sister was doing it, and like she doesn't do drugs.
Your
ever.
sister, the bride?
Yeah. Everybody. I mean, it was this beautiful wedding at the end of the night.
Yeah, until someone objects and you're on Molly.
no, it's way later. That would be
Okay.
so funny.
I'm
Somebody
I'm
on
thinking at
Molly
the
objects.
altar, dude.
No,
Okay,
no,
the
no,
party.
No, this is hours later. And I took it, and I hadn't done it in a while, and I took it with my girlfriend at the time, and we've never done drugs together. And I just didn't like it. Everybody like kind of coming up and being high, and see my girlfriend at the time who like didn't do drugs getting high. And I just went back to my hotel room and watched the Louis C.K. Flagrant episode had just dropped, and I just laid there in bed watching Louis C.K. interviews on Molly. And I was like, I'm never doing this drug again. I hate it.
Yeah, you have to be like at an EDM concert.
I don't. Yeah,
And I don't like that
Yeah, it's a
music.
bad setting. You shouldn't feel that good. Also, I don't want to feel that.
It's
good.
How long
Molly's
does it last?
Too fucking long.
It's not like acid. Acid is a commitment.
Like 5, 6 hours. 6
Yeah,
hours.
Shrooms are cool. Do you like shrooms?
No, I have some. Ben just gave me some.
Yeah.
And I have them just
Careful.
I have them sitting in a little
Less is
catch-all
more.
in my kitchen.
Less is more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Less is more.
I don't like
dude.
shrooms.
I don't really. I'm out on those too.
I just don't like drugs. I take them and then I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm chasing the adventure of doing them when I was a teenager. That's
Yeah.
what I realized.
It's the dragon.
Because then it was fun. Now it's not fun. But okay, so first time I go to a strip club was with my dad. We had gotten smashed, and I had a fake ID. I was like 19.
Was he a good father?
Yeah.
Cool,
in many ways.
Then cool move.
In many ways.
But you see the other side where they're like making up for it. That's
no.
weird.
Yeah, no.
All right.
He's a good dude. I love my dad.
Then this
but-
is a cool move.
Yeah, so he takes me to Bill Maher in San Francisco, and we get
Amazing.
smashed. We see Bill Maher live, and then we go. I mentioned that I'd never been to a strip club. He's like, "You've never been?" And he goes, "You want to go?" And I was like, "Dude, it was just we were having like one of our first like adult nights, and I had a fake ID, and that was new, so like we could drink together."
You're also
And-
registering in your head. I don't have to pay for these hoes.
Oh, dude, yeah, because my dad's balling.
Yeah.
He does well, and so we go to the Gold Club, which is like one of the nicer like strip clubs in San Francisco. The women are like beautiful at this place, and we go and get a private room with 2 dancers, and my dad's just
Okay.
ordering shots.
You and your dad are in a private
Me and my
room
dad,
getting pleasured.
but here's the thing: they know how to swing it. It's like so not sexual. It's just 2 girls flirting with you and getting fucked up, and they're like, "I'm getting paid. These guys are about to pay me so much money,"
Yeah.
and we're just sitting on a father and son's lap.
And your dad's
it's the
a pro.
perfect thing for them. Because
I
they're
needed
like,
your dad that night. That's what I needed. Your dad knew what he was doing.
Yeah, he knew.
Nothing. You
he
were
was
never.
just- he's
you
like,
weren't gonna
I'm-
get cashmere.
Exactly.
You were not gonna get
Exactly.
cashmere.
No. Oh my God.
No.
But she did do it
Because your dad probably said no blacks.
Well, first off, Matty, it's the Gold Club.
Oh yeah, my
They
bad.
wouldn't have been there.
You're
yeah,
right. You're
yeah.
right. I went to the Rusty Pearl.
What was it called?
It was called San Antonio Gentlemen's
Oh,
Club.
okay. Rusty Pearl.
But the salty
You went to the
clam or
fucking
something.
chum bucket.
Yeah, or the Krusty Krab works too.
No, we went to Sandy's house,
Nice.
and a nice place. And
The dome, the mega dome.
And I remember, dude, I quoted this for years, and then it was only like a few years ago that I was like, oh, that's like just a common stripper trick. Was we had made a comment about like my dad's like, yeah, I probably got to wrap up pretty soon, and they're like kind of looking around. The girl said something. She goes, if you're staying here till I leave, like I want to take you home tonight. And I was like, well, when do you leave? And she's like, 4 a.m. And it was like maybe 12:30. And for years I was like, dude, the first time I went to a strip club, she was trying to bang me.
Yeah.
And I was like, that no way would have ended in sex. She wanted us to pay for 3.5 more hours and rack up an $8,000 bill. Here's where we got out of it is I took a shot of Jameson and spat it up all over the stripper.
Beautiful. That was
And
God.
my dad was like, yep, all right, we're going to get him home.
That's a little tickle from God, dude.
Yeah,
That's all
yeah,
that is,
yeah,
Because
yeah.
I would have stayed.
Just coughed up
know.
Jameson all over this beautiful young like Lithuanian girl.
Yeah. The difference is I would have slurped it up, dude. I mean, my track record speaks for itself.
Yeah,
boys.
dude. I would love to see what do you think Kashmir's doing now?
Dead.
I didn't want to say it, but I didn't think she'd be alive, to be honest with you.
No.
She gone.
Yeah.
No.
This is 10 years ago.
No. Was she soft as the fabric to which she was named?
I thought you meant her dick.
No, I'm surprised your dick got so hard.
Dude, I think it was all excitement, I'm just happy to be here.
What a way to
Also,
lose
I'm
your
20. I
virginity.
get
3 pumps. It was really that much, or are you exaggerating?
I didn't come. She quit.
Well, no, I know you didn't come, but was
yeah.
it just 3? I know. Yeah, I didn't think that the story was that she would have been way more in the right. If you're like, dude, and I got gypped, I busted immediately and faced a $700 bill, and I tipped her $1. Yeah, you would be the asshole in this scenario 100% if you had just nutted all
I
over
would be
in 3
Kashmir.
pumps
She'd-
and tipped her $1.
Then she's the one telling the story. Then the table
Yeah,
turns.
yeah.
She's the one telling her stripper friends.
And this motherfucking white boy came all over my tits and then tipped me $1.
She probably called me the red boy, dude, because I'm sure I was bright red up in that bitch.
Oh, dude,
Just
I
like
bet.
much like I am now. But Spencer,
balls.
another effortless
Yes.
podcast with you. My favorite reoccurring guest. You hold the lead for one of those never aired.
Yeah, whatever.
the
Oh,
hell
that's
episode
right,
in the
that's
back.
right,
In the
that's
back.
right.
But you always have a spot,
Brother, anytime.
Anytime
I'll
you
do
want
it
to be in.
literally anytime. I love
This
it.
will come out next Thursday. If you got anything to plug.
Nah. Just find me on Instagram at Spencer Cavins.
Yeah.
Love me, want me, need me.
Yeah, and he couldn't have been at 1,400 followers without you guys. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. Really,
Thank you
this
guys
journey
so
has been
much.
incredible.
I don't know what's after next Thursday. So yeah, Matty Stew Comedy on social media. Brando,
Yeah, just follow me on Instagram, Brandon Lejean _.
Captain's Dogs, woof woof. Thank you very much.
Whoop whoop.